G'day, I'm John, and today's power tip is about paying yourself. If you haven't watched the intro to cash flow video on the Many Rivers website, it's a good idea to look at that first. At Many Rivers, we often say a hobby is something that costs you money and a business is something that makes you money. Therefore, an important part of business is knowing how to pay yourself. There are important tax and reporting obligations for you and your business, and this differs based on the type of business structure that you are operating. The simplest structure is a sole trader business, and this is the focus of today's power tip. When you're in business, you want to make sure you're paying yourself, not just covering the costs of your business, including paying people working for you. Remember, as the business owner, you are the one taking on the risks of running a business. So there should be a return for your work in the business, as well as a return on the risk that you have taken by investing in and running the business. There are two main ways sole traders pay themselves. The first is through a wage. This is paying yourself for your work in the business. The second is through owner's drawings. This is paying yourself from the profits of your business, reflecting a return on your investment. A lot of sole traders pay themselves a wage like they would for other employees in the business. This is generally based on the hours they work in the business at a rate they would pay another person as an employee to do that work. For example, if you're a plumber, pay yourself a wage equal to what it would cost you to employ someone to complete the work for you. If you are a beautician, then the same applies. Paying yourself a wage is helpful as it creates important information for your business, like what is the real cost of running your business. It enables you to understand the real profitability of your business as the business is incurring the cost of your time spent working in the business. Paying yourself a wage also helps you know when you can afford to pay other people in your business or when you need to complete the work yourself. Remember, the time you spend working in the business is a key asset for your business, and you don't want to find yourself in a situation where you are covering all the costs of the business, including paying your staff, and then find there's no money left over to pay yourself. And paying yourself a wage gives you some certainty for your personal finances too, as you are earning a regular income based on the time you spend working in the business. And don't forget, when you pay yourself a wage, you need to set money aside to pay your taxes when they are due. The other way sole traders can pay themselves is through taking drawings from their business. This is generally how the business owner takes any profits from the business. Owner's drawings should only be made once the business has covered all its expenses. And make sure that you leave enough cash in the business so that you can continue to meet the future cash flow needs of the business and therefore can continue to operate. This is really, really important. You need to make sure that you don't starve your business of the cash needed to keep operating. And again, remember that there are tax and reporting obligations from making owner's drawings from your business. Today in this power tip, we are focused on sole traders. If you are planning to use a more complex business structure, you should seriously consider using an accountant or a qualified bookkeeper to make sure that you are following your tax and reporting obligations. And remember, no matter what business structure you operate, make sure that you follow these two fundamental rules. Firstly, keep your business and personal bank accounts and transactions separate. Secondly, make sure you keep proof of your tax invoices and receipts for your income and your expenses. Ensure that you have a simple way of keeping these records, even if it is in a separate shoebox for each year. Many Rivers has a team of business coaches that can discuss the best way to pay yourself from your business. So please feel free to get in touch with us and ask for help. We're ready when you are.